Revely, revely. So, it's like 20 degrees out here in the middle of nowhere, Utah. And I've got conduit to load. Revely, revely. So it's like 20 degrees here in the middle of nowhere, Utah, and I've got conduit to load. The question is, when you got products like that, it's longer than your top deck. Because you see right there, I mean, that's a 10-foot deck. Because I'm using my load levelers. My ramps double as load levelers. And what you do is what you see here. You run one train over it, hook it in front, and then you're pulling at the back because the stress is going to be pushing it forward, so having the most tension there is good. And you just set it in there, and then I've got I-beams to be able to put any dunce you're going to do. And looky here, she's getting ready to load. Talk to you later. So we already talked about the load levelers and how you use them to be able to load flat product, or a straight product that can't bend and is too long to just sit on that top deck, and due to all the stuff they're going to have, ends up that it's going to need most of the space of the deck. And that bottom 43 just isn't long enough. Say you got two bundles of 25 foot, which is, it's always 20 foot, I thought, I don't know. Anyway, so those are those. Right now, I am being loaded with my belly load. Because once a load is above a certain height, and I believe it's above 6 foot from the deck, could be wrong. If I can't see over it, then it's tall enough to need it. And sometimes I put them on anyway, on stuff that I think might shift. But basically, belly wraps are a strap, or a series of straps that you throw over your load as an intermediate strap. And then you've got your top securement that goes all the way over the top. And those straps in the middle load hold that middle section better so it doesn't shift. And you know, load shift is bad, because how do you fix it on the road? So when a car goes a specific height, you need to do belly wraps. This is some of why I love flatbed. You see this busy ass street here? Let's take a walk. Take a little stroll. You see this nice busy ass street right here? Yeah. There's a reason I got my blinky lights. Because the thing is I had to back off of that street. Another day in the hood, delivering here in Las Vegas, getting rid of some of this here conduit. But yeah, without those lights, I've done it with night trucks back in the day. And yeah, having those makes a huge amount of difference for people actually stopping and letting you do what you need to do. All right. Welcome to the dinette. Day's done. Synopsis leading up to now. Load picked up last, I want to say Thursday in Minnesota. Sunday morning, spent a reset at Danny's Big Rig Resort. Got the truck washed, got myself washed, got some food in me, got some handy dandy stuff. One thing I did on that little reset was I got some new lights for the truck and trailer. Trailer's gonna get installed later. Truck is right here. All right, so that's turn signals and running. And it's way brighter underneath than it was before. Now, this is with the molly, because they're all tied in together. And as you can see, it's fucking daylight back there. Sweet. Now to put all my shit away. Those are nice. And it'll be nice once I got the backup lights on the trailer too. That'll be handy. Picked up about noon. Noon we had the con anyway. For this truck right here. That went to from Phoenix to Las Vegas. And then that delivered the next day. That picked up Monday, delivered Tuesday, because I'm not magic. I can't get a rate con at noon and deliver by 3 p.m. same day in Vegas. If I had to rate con at 7 a.m., yes, but I'm good, but I ain't that good. So that was that. And then deliver that at 9 a.m. because that's what time I got there and was delivering. And by 10, I'm still in the process of offloading. And we had a rate con already for my load, which I got now. Picked it up this morning. Had 20 hours of downtime between when I delivered and where I picked up. People talk about wait times doing dry van and reefer. Well, I had wait time or I didn't have wait time. How do you want to look at it? I had 20 hours to get there to get to my appointment at 8 a.m. or I had permission to shut down on site, so I had a place to sleep, which just happened to be the #1 loading spot at this facility for being loaded immediately at 8 a.m. It was up and awake at 7:45. I went inside because I was tired of sitting in the truck. I wanted to get out and walk, even though it was when I got up, it was like 15 degrees out or something, and who needs coffee when you stroll around to that? And then check in at 8 o'clock when everybody showed up. 8:50, find out I need to put my load leveler on. Okay, not a big deal. And 8:15, I was being loaded. 9 o'clock, I was out of there. And it was about a 50-50 for load time and for securement. Just because, they were quick and I was quick. And then delivered my first drop in Vegas, which you got to see a little bit of. So that was that. And now I got 2 more drops, and then I pick up Friday for a Monday delivery, but I'm going to get to spend the weekend at the house for my wedding anniversary. Shit talk on megas. I used to drive for night, and guess what? I can't remember any holidays, either family holidays, personal holidays, or federal holidays, I actually was home for. I can't remember a holiday that I haven't been home for since I got my own truck. The advantage of doing your own scheduling, instead of scheduling at the behest of someone else who has their bottom line in interest, not yours. I have my bottom line in interest, but I can balance my bottom line with my time off. When I'm home, half the time I've got a load on the deck. It's just delivering. My time at home is paid. Never mind scheduling in stuff. And now we're going to segue from there into that whole my time is paid for. So many company drivers getting into the game, oh, I want to become a lease op, whatever, don't understand the paradigm shift in thinking that is required to be a functional lease operator, owner operator. Because you have 2 kinds of expenses. You have been an expense as a company driver as a cents per mile line item for that truck, for whatever you were getting paid. And then there's some static costs with regards to workman's comp and stuff like that. That's how the company looks at it. It's that you've got your daily cost of having you on the payroll period, and then you've got the cost of the work that you do. Well, it's the same with the truck, but so many people are like, stay with that cents per mile mentality. No, no. That will put you in the hole quicker than shit. The truck costs money, the trailer costs money, the insurance costs money, everything regarding the truck costs money. And some of it, the smaller part of it, in all honesty, is all the static monthly expenses with regards to the truck note, the trailer note, the insurance, the keeping your numbers and stuff like that. All that stuff ends up costing per month. And then you break it down per day. And then not only do you break it down per day, but how many days a month what do you want for a salary? You got to throw that money in there too for your salary for the month. You want to make a minimum salary, right? So you figure all that in, and it's like, oh, I want to do this, and I want to have this many days off, like actual days off, not a load on the deck, not this, actual days off. So for me, I figure that I want to work no more than 20 days a month. That gives me more home time than what you're going to get with a 9 to 5, at least if you count weekends as days off, not days you worked versus days you are off. It ends up that, okay, if you count hours that you weren't at work, yeah, 9 to 5 you're going to have more, but realistically you got your commute time, all that stuff. And I personally like having that whole lump sum of time and all that stuff. So then we talked about your static cost per day. You figured that out, that you want to work 20 days a month, 25 days a month, 15 days a month, whatever. How much do you need to earn just to do that, just to make that money? Put that number over there. Break it down for those days that you want to work. You need to make that much. And then you've got your cost over here of how much it costs to actually turn the key on the truck and make it go. That's your fuel, that's your tires, that's your maintenance expenses, that's all the expendables from running the truck that end up going. And that's your cost per mile. So then you look at rates. And it's like, okay, I can do this load in one day. Pick it up first thing in the morning and deliver it before they close that day. So that's your $600 day cost plus however many miles it did. It needs a 300-mile run. Okay, well, it costs you $600 a day because you want to be home. You want to be working 15 days a month, whatever. And that's 300 miles. It costs you $1 a mile to actually run the truck, and so now that load needs to be paying $900, right? That's what you need to look at. It's a 1,000-mile run. That's 2 days worth of running. Even depending upon how hard you push it, you'll be able to pick up one day and deliver the next. If you're doing a 600-mile day in one day and then a 400-mile day in the next day, and you can do it with the times that they're open and closed. So that's going to be $1,200 in days, and then $1,000 in miles, right? So $2,200 is what that load needs to be paying at a minimum. More is better, and that's where you're not looking at miles running. The less miles you can run, the better, and also the more you can get paid for running less miles, the better. So those are things to think about if you're looking at becoming an owner-operator. Don't get stuck in that cents per mile, because it's not cents per mile. If you can do the work, woo! Good thing the lid's on that. Don't want my arrowhead dumping all over the place. If you can get that high value loads, if you're looking, it's a 500-mile load and it's paying $4 a mile because it's oversized, that's $2,000 for a day's worth of work, maybe two. Which even at $600, it's like, if it's going to take 2 days and it's 500 miles, $500 plus 1,200 is friggin' $1,700, and they're paying $4 a mile, so they're paying $2,000. So you got all that profit. All that profit tags into where, guess what? You figured out what your daily op cost is, right? That total amount is how much you need to make on top of the running cost of running the truck, and then you can go home. You could earn, if you do things right, you can earn an entire month's worth of money in a 15-day period or less, depending upon what you've got and what you're hauling. And then you can do one of two things, depending upon what has a heavier draw. Do you want a fatter wallet, stay out more, keep running, and then just come home at that 20-day mark. Or you can just go home and be happy with what you got, not get greedy, not wear the truck out more, and be able to spend half a month with the family. That's where being an owner-operator and actually looking at numbers right and thinking about things right is key. And when you're doing a lease op deal with a Mega and you're getting paid per mile for that, yeah, it's nice to have that static stuff, but look at it, crunch the numbers. Look at the averages, what you've got, and then look at worse averages, because in a lot of cases, especially if you're dispatched, I mean, I'm dispatched, sort of. My wife handles my dispatch for me because she's got my computer here at the house to be able to look at the market and what's there and be banging on the phones, getting me work. But I have direct say. I'm in conference call with every single load that we're calling on to find out whether, one, it's something I'm interested in carrying, because some things I won't carry or can't carry or shouldn't carry, and either because I don't have the equipment or, example, I'm not putting anything with steel tracks on this deck. It's aluminum deck. I mean, I can lay wood all the way across it for it to sit on, but getting it up the ramps is going to tear up the ramps. And those ramps are expensive. Those ramps make money every time I break them out. I don't want to have to spend that money they make to replace them if I don't have to. So there's things to think about with that, and that's how come I'm involved with booking every load that we're doing. And it's a whole different paradigm shift with regards to mentality for doing owner op or lease op. You don't want to do that cents per mile thing, and you don't want to be dispatched by anybody, because anybody for the company that does dispatch has the company in mind. They're not going to have you in mind in your bottom line. So that's where, honestly, Schneider and some other companies that you can be a lease op for have it better, because either they're paying percentage or you're self-dispatched. You can work their dispatch if you want, but I wouldn't. You need to have your say, the best say you can with being an owner op. If you're on the hook for the truck and it's your livelihood, you need to have the say. So that's what I gotta say. Keep the dirty side down, stay safe on the road, and I'll talk at you later. It's bedtime.